Alright guys, so we're going to go through, we're going to talk about some fake news first for today. That there's at least 3 videos, don't worry. Basically what's happened is the media was trying to push a narrative very much yesterday that an Arizona man dies after taking chloroquine phosphate, believing it was beer bug drug touted by Trump. Now, the problem with this headline is so much. And we'll go through and we'll get to that in a sec. But I want to go through and show you guys what's actually happening at the moment. Here's reasoned US Marine. Right? Now, I've actually responded to this. I responded to this actual post. And for some reason, I can't see a response. But if I go through and actually show you my other screen, let me do that for a sec, very quickly. Switch to Chrome. Here you can see I've literally responded to it. Right there. But for some reason it's not showing up here. It says there's 1 retweet, 2 likes. Yep. No response. More replies. You click it, there's nothing there. But yeah. So my responses are being hidden on this. And it's the same. I'm not sure if you can actually see the URL. Actually, let me go through and filters. We'll turn these off for now. So there you can see there's the URL, right? 185. And then when I go through and I switch this back to Firefox, you can see there it's 185. It's the same post. But for some reason, my responses aren't showing up unless I sign in as myself. So sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. Really interesting, isn't it? When you're trying to correct the record and all of a sudden, nobody's actually allowed to see your post, isn't it? But regardless, that's just a little side note that I just noticed. So let's get back into the topic. So basically, the mainstream media is going through pushing this narrative, and a lot of people are towing this line. So obviously someone there. So NBC thinks it's the fault. Obviously he's trying to correct the record. Took a medicine touted by Trump. If I go there, I go more replies, and there, see my response comes up there. So at the end of the day, sometimes it does show up, sometimes it doesn't. But a lot of people are going through and actually claiming that this is something that Trump has toted. And here's another person I responded to. And you click on more responses. There it is there. So I've spent the past half an hour going through and trying to correct the record and just responding to everybody about this. Just because at the end of the day, I think people deserve to have facts. And regardless of whether you like Trump or not, you should have facts. So what are the actual facts about this? Well, it's not what the mainstream media wants you to believe. So a man dies from ingesting a cleaner containing chloroquine after Trump hypes treatment for beer bug, which is not exactly true. Trump kept saying it was basically a cure, the man's wife said. Don't believe anything the president says. So obviously, you know, she has no left-wing bias whatsoever. An Arizona man died after ingesting a fish tank cleaner that contained chloroquine phosphate after Donald Trump hyped it as unproven drug treatment for beer bug, in spite of warnings Mr. Dr. Falanci. The unidentified man and his wife, both in their 60s, heard Trump talk about the potential benefits of chloroquine, a drug traditionally used to treat malaria. But I thought you said they ingested a fish tank cleaner. Interesting, isn't it? The wife told NBC News she said the name sounded familiar because she previously used a cleaner containing chloroquine to treat her Kyo fish for parasites. I saw it sitting on the back of the shelf and thought, hey, isn't that the same thing they're talking about on TV? The man's wife, who identity was withheld. It's amazing how the mainstream media withhold identity for someone when they want to, but other times they'll dox people. But anyway, she said mixing a small amount of the cleaner with the liquid, they both drank it to prevent beer bug because we're afraid of getting sick. But within 20 minutes, the couple became extremely ill. I started vomiting, the woman told NBC News. My husband started developing respiratory problems and wanted to hold my hand. I was having a hard time falling down. It's incredibly dangerous and foolish for people to be doing this. Dr. Brooks, a medical director at the Banner Poison and Drug Information Center, warned in an interview with the New York Times, it's not going to be a magic pill for us to get through this. Now, Trump kept saying it was basically pretty much a cure, blah, 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 blah. So, you know, hashtag it's all Trump's fault, hashtag president kills, blah, blah, blah. But the fact of the matter is this. What the husband and wife were ingesting was a fish tank cleaner that contained a similar family member of the drug that's a malaria treatment. Now, from my understanding and from what I've been able to find out, is there's two types of this drug. There's chlorine phosphate, right? There's chlorine phosphate and there's, I think it's just phosphate or whatever it was. Right? There's two different types of this drug, from my understanding, and they're both in the same family, but they're different makeups. They're different compounds of the drug. One of them is used for cleaning fish tanks. One of them is a malaria treatment in a small dose. So getting apart from the fact that the guy has gone through and self-medicated himself, which, by the way, but not only that, but at the end of the day, it's not even the same drug that Trump was talking about. Let alone the fact that, for example, if you want to go through and blame anybody for this, I still don't even know how this would be Trump's fault, because he hasn't gone out and told anybody to do this. What Trump was talking about was a French study that had a small group of people who were treated using two drugs. One was this chlorine phosphate, whatever it is, this malaria treatment, and this other drug, used in conjunction with each other, were able to treat symptoms of people having the beer bug. Now, what Trump was relating to was the fact that this French study had found promising results regarding the treatments, because obviously at the end of the day, one of the symptoms of beer bug is malaria-like symptoms, and using a malaria treatment that has already been approved by the FDA is obviously a good thing, right? That's why it's been approved. So, for a start, not the same drug that Trump is talking about. Trump's talking about the malaria treatment, not the fish tank cleaner. Secondly, Trump never told you to go out and self-medicate. And thirdly, Trump was actually using a French study that had actually gone through and found some progress in removing and curing the beer bug. And not only that, but the media was literally talking about this treatment, which is where Trump got it from. It was actually TechCrunch, I believe, that actually went through and was talking about this treatment. Let me see, TechCrunch. So there's this article here. And this article here. Alright, so we have this one, which is FDA testing beer bug treatments, including quoxine plasma from recovered C9 patients. Working on the blah blah blah. Short times, looking at drugs already approved for other indications. Let's see if it was actually this one. Here, mostly a French study include the use of chloroquine variant called hydroxidine, or however that's pronounced, found that it performed particularly well in tangent with antibiotic known as azapine, right? So that's the drug there. Hydroxidine, or however it's pronounced. So let's go back and let's have a look at what the man actually ingested. So it contained chloroquine phosphate. It's not the same drug. You're literally trying to blame Trump for using this guy self-medicating after using chloroquine phosphate when the actual drug Trump was talking about was hydroxychloroquine. It's similar, yes. It's the same family, yes. But it's a different drug. It's a different compound. And this is what Trump was actually talking about. But, you know, hey, the mainstream media will never let the facts get in the way of a good argument, right? Never let the facts get in the way of an attacking of Trump, because that's what it is. It's Trump derangement syndrome. And they are literally getting called out on Twitter right now for it. Now, look, at the end of the day, obviously the man dying from this is a huge disaster, right? It's a bad thing. We don't want anybody... Please don't self-medicate. If you think you're worried about getting the beer bug, or if you're worried about symptoms, talk to a GP. They can let you know on some of the things that you can do to get to go through and to minimize your risks, or to let you know if you do have it. But at the end of the day, like I say, they're not the same thing. They're not the same drug that Trump is talking about here. This has actually been approved for malaria use. Okay, it's not a fish tank cleaner. Yeah, it's like someone going out and getting Drano from the sink and then wondering why they have no sarcophagus. Like, yeah. But hey, like I said, media, never let the argument or the facts get in the way of attacking Donald Trump. And all these people right now that are going through and attacking the president, you're just looking like a bunch of hacks. Because you're getting everything wrong. Like this one here. Wrong. Here's another one. More hysteria. A man in Arizona died after taking phosphate following President Trump's response. No, he didn't. Okay? It's not the same drug Trump's talking about. And by the way, the funniest thing that's coming out of all this is there was like a President Cuomo that was trending on hashtag yesterday, on Twitter yesterday. Guess what? President Cuomo is suggesting that his state uses for a treatment. I'll give you a hint. It's the same one that Trump has suggested. Literally, you can't make this up. Cuomo goes through and talks about the treatment, and it's hashtag he's our president. But if Trump goes through talking about this treatment or this drug, and all of a sudden, Orange Man bad, man dies, no, you're killing us, no. But mind you, Cuomo is literally recommending the same thing. It's literally the case of one guy has a D in front of his name, one guy has an R in front of his name, and that's the difference. That's all it is. But, oh my God, Twitter is... There's a study that came out saying that the left is more likely to suffer from mental illness. If you ever want proof of that, check Twitter. Twitter is not real, people, okay? Twitter is literally the people on the left that have the biggest partisan view of the world, and they are literally, it's just, no, it's so wrong. But anyway, guys, let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below. Please share this video because we need to set the record straight. People at the moment are trying to attack the president for something that's not even legit. But apart from that, guys, like I say, let us know what your thoughts are in the comment section below. Obviously, people commenting helps the channel out. It really does. Any comment, any view Any thumbs up or thumbs down helps us get into interaction, and that's what helps the channel. Apart from that, guys, have a great night. Enjoy yourselves. I'll see you in the next videos that go up later today. Have a great night and enjoy.